If you love Mary Elizabeth Winstead from Birds of Prey, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, 10 Cloverfield Lane, you'll love this movie. Otherwise, this movie gets lost in the series of action adventure heroines on armed combat series that's been going on for the past couple months. You do see a slight nod towards Atomic Blonde with the same producer here, with extended battle scenes and less cuts between these action scenes. But you lack the gravitas and knowledge of Charlize Theron. Don't get me wrong, the director and the team did try hard here. You get these great moody scenes and a great play on the Japanese Yakuza culture, but it all seems about the same. It's getting a little repetitive after about 3 or 4 movies that are so similar. On location in Japan, Japanese culture, and Woody Harrelson are probably the two redemptive qualities for this movie. Mary Elizabeth, or Kate, does a pretty decent job here. She's that same spunky girl that you love from Scott Pilgrim, 10 Cloverfield Lane, Birds of Prey. That really shines. But that's also her downside, right? She can't play a huge range in terms of characters. It's always that same spunky girl. Not that it's bad. It's actually pretty good. The director, Cedric Nicolas-Troyan, who comes from The Huntsman Winter's War. He was actually the visual effects artist and supervisor from Pirates of the Caribbean and went on to do the Snow White and Maleficent movies. Finally became a director in The Winter's Wall. He does do a good job of making you feel for Kate, delving into her teenage years and into some really tough scenes to explain her motivations. Of course, there's also that ticking time bomb where she's poisoned, can only for a couple of hours, but again, we've seen that happen before with movies like Crank and Crank 2. The writer, in this case, Umair Aleem, should have done something more original. He wrote Extraction, which actually had a good original plot, even though it didn't really quite take off. But it had overall good, decent creative stuff in it. It's not to say that Cedric Nicolas-Troyan, the director, should have stayed with special effects and the fantasy world. He does a pretty good job here, but again, it's a pretty good job for a movie that feels like it's a rerun of another movie. The movie is rated R for pretty strong language throughout and strong bloody violence, and I wouldn't recommend taking a kid or watching the movie at home on Netflix with a kid younger than 15. Again, it's not a bad movie, but it's just more of the same, and there are plenty of better options out there this coming week, especially with Malignant and The Voyeurs. As always, feel free to subscribe so continue to keep you updated with movie news. Thanks.